Wanderers, big changes are hitting Diablo 4 in Season 11 on the PTR. The lesser evils are rampaging through Sanctuary, and it's going to be our job to stop them. They're going to be adding in a brand new layer of really fun mechanics from what it looks like here, and they're going to be replacing some of your old favorites. The Blood Maiden, for example, it really needs a vacation, so we had Duriel step up, and he's going to be taking her place. Beat back the lesser evils. Lesser evils are going to be hitting different activities throughout the game, and it's going to be a brand new world boss. We're going to be seeing Azmodan coming back, and he is going to be the new world boss. On top of that, in addition to appearing as one of the world bosses that can appear in an area just south of Zarbinzet, who actually has the best blacksmith in the game. Go see Kaleri to do all your masterworking in Season 10 right now, because after Season 10, we probably won't need that anymore. So go see Kaleri right now. She will get you your triple crits. Azmodan can be summoned below Zarbinzet. You'll find 3 summoning altars to call Azmodan forth. Each summoning altar will invoke Azmodan with a power from one of the other 3 lesser evils. The other 3 will be Belial, Andariel, and Duriel. You can only summon one of those at a time, and the power that's going to be influenced will be based on the materials that you collect from killing one of the other ones. Select one of the summoning altars to summon Azmodan, who will be influenced by power from one of the other lesser evils. The monsters that will rise up to support him will all have affixes related to their corresponding lesser evil. So let's say we're fighting Duriel, you're going to get a whole bunch of maggot monsters that are going to start spawning. Defeating the enemies that initially spawn to summon Azmodan. After slaying him, you'll find a chest in his summoning area that can be opened with corrupted essence. Now, what's fun about this is an open world mechanic boss that you can summon, kind of similar to the Blood Maiden, but this is going to be something that you specifically influence the drops that you get based on how you summon him. Anybody can come and join in. It should notify people. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but I believe that they said that during the stream, that it will notify people around that there is a summon going on and people can show up, and then more people can put in the altars, and the loot will be all influenced based on whoever puts one specific lesser evil in. Duriel is going to burrow into helltides, spreading his parasitic presence. Now, if you look here, this is going to be the altar that you normally would see the Blood Maiden at. Now, she's going to be off sipping some Mai Tais somewhere on the beach. We now have to deal with Duriel here. We're also going to have a ton of Duriel-themed content inside of helltides, and they definitely made sure to tell us it is not changing colors. Instead of the Blood Maiden, Duriel can be summoned within helltides. Upon reaching maximum threat level, Pangs of Duriel will spawn instead of Hellborns. These Pangs of Duriel will be ever present in helltides. Symptoms of Duriel's much lamented takeover, slaying them will earn you baneful hearts to summon Duriel. Monster packs in helltides will feature monster family maggots, including new Warden of Pain's Mega Maggots. So we're going to fight some Mega Maggots here. The Hellworm that pops out of the ground that spits monsters out will spew maggots, and the meteors that plague helltides will now fall with packs of maggots instead, which is going to be absolutely delicious. Everyone wanted to spice up the pits a little bit. Well, Belial did too. Belial has slipped into the pits, manifesting confusion wherever he lies. Belial's eye will randomly appear within the pits. Once destroyed, they will stun nearby enemies and summon a pack of Belial apparitions. Slaying these apparitions will count towards your pit progress. So these are your apparitions here. As you kill them, this could potentially make all of your runs a lot faster because the progress bar will move faster. So that's actually very cool that they added in that increase to your progress. Destroying several eyes during your run will replace the final boss with Belial himself, which could be great because there are some really rough bosses inside the pits. We'll have to see if there are some ads involved in the Belial fight inside the pits, because everybody knows that a lot of the mechanics with a lot of the classes rely on the bosses that have ads around them. We'll have to see when we get into live testing. Throughout the pits, Belial's influence extends by creating clones of enemies to sow confusion in your mind. Now, Andariel is going to burn into the undercity Karast. Andariel's influence has corrupted the undercity spirit beacons, making them more dangerous, but yielding more attunement than normal. Using these tormented spirit beacons will grant additional attunement. So it sounds like there's going to be new beacons inside of the run itself, which will give you additional attunement, making your runs probably a little bit faster. We're adding 3 new Undercity tributes specific to Andariel. Each boosts your Undercity rewards, guarantees Andariel spawns as a final boss. Beware, for these specific tributes, add dungeon affixes to your runs. So we're going to add more to the runs, make them a little bit more difficult, but definitely going to be more rewarding. Shades of Andariel can now be found lurking in the recesses of the Undercity. This powerful shade has attacks that will sap your time. So if you find these shades, they can actually take away from your time, which the beacons will grant you additional. So you're going to have to kind of find a way to balance all of that. Andariel can now also appear as a final boss in the Undercity, who upon defeating will grant increased rewards. Additionally, enemies within the Undercity can be imbibed with wailing spirits, which launch and attacks that hone in on your locations. Killing enemies with their respected lesser evil, purified or corrupted gifts grants divine favors, which will level your divine gifts and use to progress through the seasonal reputation board. So as you can see, there's a lot going to be changing within inside of these mechanics. Now, on top of all of these changes, all of the increased difficulty and all of that, combat is going to be changing. They reworked all of the monster behavior inside of the game itself throughout the entire game. Improved monster behavior. Monsters will better react and adapt to combat in their expressed desire to end your life. So apparently, they're getting more bloodlust. Each monster should now have its own clear role and own identity when fighting. Monster behavior was previously too predictable. They'll now be more dynamic in how they respond to you in combat. So they showed a clip inside of the Sanctuary sit down in the video that you can find on Riker's page. Now I'll have that linked in the description of this video as well if you guys want to check it out and you can rewatch it. They showed how the monsters reacted to a player attacking them. And you could definitely see a difference in how the monsters were moving, how they were attacking. Now, this does start from level 1, and you will feel a difference at level 1. It will not be as dynamic as when you get into the Torment tiers. You're going to slowly feel the difficulty of the monsters, their intelligence ramping up as you get higher and higher. So starting off, you're going to feel it immediately, but it will not be as dramatic as when you get into your final levels of the game. So all of these changes that you're going to see with all of your new lesser evils, they will all be a lot more challenging. And especially with the changes to tempering and masterworking, which I'll have another video that's going to be out about those changes because those are actually huge. And from the looks of it on the surface, we'll be decreasing our damage by quite a bit. So it's going to be very fun to see how that interaction between potential less damage from the masterworking changes will go hand in hand with the new changes to the combat. Now, deadlier enemies lurk. Expect your defenses to be regularly tested by these enemies. You'll more regularly be dealt damage with these intelligent packs. So there were a lot of times where the monsters would just swing and you would be gone already and they wouldn't be following you. They would just hit the ground. So they're going to have better AI around attacking you. Monster affixes will be more powerful, making them more necessary to deal with before moving on to the less important enemies. So these are going to be your elites, your super elites. These are going to be the ones that are going to be a lot more deadly, and you want to kill them before you move on because you don't want to have big groups of them. Monster packs will also group up less, making them harder to take out in one fell swoop. Their tactics have been improved, and so should yours. Champion enemy rarity has been reworked to form champion packs. Now, it seems like champions have been removed. Those are your damage reduction monsters. Thank goodness. Everybody absolutely was hoping those would be removed. Now it says champion packs. I'm guessing that the entire pack will just be something that's going to be a lot more tanky for that specific pack. With the way that damage works in the game is that we do AoE damage. That's what we build. We don't build much single target in Diablo 4. So having a pack of monsters that will take less damage is much better to deal with than having one monster that you have to wait until it dies before you do any damage to all of the other monsters. So we'll see how this feels, but I think it's going to be pretty fun to have this removed and then have something different that we get to fight in the game. Now, enemy packs here, elite enemies have been updated. There are 20 new monster affixes to learn from and conquer. So they're now adding in brand new affixes. This has not really been done. I can't remember the last time they added any new affixes in. So we're going to see some new stuff that we've never seen before. Elites will now spawn with their minions that inherit some of their affixes. So the elite will pop up, or you'll find an elite, and all of a sudden minions will spawn around them. They're going to have the same affixes that the elite will have. So you'll now get to see a whole bunch of, let's say, lightning on the ground around you, or one of the new affixes. Let's say it's going to be like a fire chain. You're going to have a fire chains flying all over the place. There's something like that. All of those will spawn with those same affixes. We've updated enemy affixes to be more engaging, reduce overlap in their design, and made some visual clarity improvements. These changes apply to all monsters across Sanctuary. Take care the next time you encounter what you think will be a familiar pack of foes. So that's going to be all of the changes that are going to be coming to Monster Update, as well as some of the new mechanics that we're going to see in the season, and also hitting the Eternal Realm. That's all I got for you today. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you share it with your friends. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm live every night. I'd love it if you stopped by, said hi, theory crafted with me. Catch you on the clip side.